some of the specifics around these free trade agreements, I just wanted to take a step back and talk a little bit about the sort of broader economic model that's really driving this whole set of issues around LNG exports. And it's really set out to protect the profits of corporations at the expense, as you know, of communities and the environment. And I guess I want to make the appeal to you that if you care about the set of issues around LNG exports, you should also really be paying attention to the rules of our economy, which are often described in our trade agreements, which I'll talk about, because it's really in these trade agreements that we see the rules of our economy being designed, the rules of trade, including trade in natural gas exports. And I have to say, as I'll talk about it, it's not a particularly pretty picture in the trade world. Which you want to, yep. So one of the reasons that our whole model of trade is so skewed and has so failed us is about who's involved in crafting these rules and who is left out of crafting these rules. So right now, the United States is in the process of negotiating one of the biggest free trade agreements ever. It's called the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, or the TPP. Yeah, who here heard about the TPP? Wow, shocking, actually, because the negotiations have been taking place in complete secrecy. So the vast majority, I would say, of the American public do not even know that these huge negotiations are taking place. So I'm really glad that all of you are so in the know. So basically, we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Basically, this pact would have an impact on virtually every aspect of our economy and our environment, including, as we'll talk about, natural gas exports. Yet, it has been negotiated in complete secrecy. Not a single draft text, not a single word of draft text has been released to the public, despite the fact that Halliburton is one of the 600 cleared business advisors, is actively engaging on the text of this pact, even though you and I cannot see the text. Even Senator Ron Wyden here, who is head of the chairman of the Subcommittee on Trade, cannot see the text. Halliburton can. So once you understand that dynamic, it becomes very clear why the rules of our trade are set up the way they are. So here's just one example of what's going on. Right now, our trade pacts, under our trade pacts, foreign corporations are given the right, broad rights, to sue a government over virtually any law or policy that inhibits their future expected profits. So it sounds crazy, but under investment rules, under the North American Free Trade Agreement, for example, and other pacts, corporations, including Dow Chemical, ExxonMobil, have lost 450 cases against 89 governments. Just recently, these cases attack mining regulations, toxic phase-outs, and chemical phase-outs. But just recently, the first case was launched having to do with fracking. And it's Lone Pine Resources, a Delaware-based energy company, that's actually suing the government of Canada for Quebec's moratorium on fracking. Lone Pine is saying that Canada is expropriating their right to mine and taking away, again, the value of their profits. And that case might be going forward under NAFTA. But the TPP, that trade pact that we have heard about now, is actually expanding the rules. Will give even broader rights to foreign corporations to challenge laws or policies, potentially including a moratorium or a ban on fracking in your state. So, is it that weren't enough? I'm sorry to say. As Deb had begun to talk about, this is sort of the real kicker. And that's that the way, it's okay, I'm going to finish and then we'll go back. Thank you. The way that the TPP, as we understand it, is currently written, as Deb mentioned, it would actually require automatic exports of U.S. natural gas to any country in the agreement, overriding the Department of Energy ability to thoroughly review the economic and environmental impacts associated with exports. So this has never been a major issue in the past. It's actually a problem with U.S. law because, as Deb said, we've never signed an agreement with a major natural gas importer. But the TPP not only includes 11 countries now, it's what's called a docking station. So any country can dock into it at any time. Japan, the world's biggest natural gas importer in the world, is about to announce any day now expecting its entry into the TPP, which means that Japan, again, would have automatic access to U.S. natural gas without any review, without any protections in place. The amount of demand just from Japan alone would, again, pave the way for increased fracking across the United States in order to supply Japan and other countries U.S. natural gas. So just my last two slides. Painted a pretty bleak picture, but I do have some good news in that there is a growing across all of the countries in the TPP that are resisting this agreement, from the environmental movement, the labor movement, consumer rights groups, and others. So we really, the first step, I would say also that we have had success both in improving some parts of trade agreements and in defeating those trade agreements, in the past. So we can, in fact, stop a bad free trade agreement from coming to be. And that's what we're looking to do with the TPP. Last slide. This is just one way that you can begin to engage. We have a new toolkit up on the Sierra Club website that gives more information on the trade pact, but also some really concrete ways that you can begin shedding light on this issue, shedding light on the trade pact, raising this issue with your member of Congress, raising this issue with your community member, and I passed out some postcards on your table. That can be one thing if you want to do today. Sign those. If you want to leave them, we will deliver them